before I want to get to our AEW reviews, I want to talk about a couple topics, I guess. Usually I have a main topic or a main thing that happened in wrestling from the week to start the show because I just want to start off the show hot, you know? But we don't have one of those this week. It's kind of a lame week in wrestling. It was all right. We'll talk about some of the stuff that happened. But I want to talk about CM Punk just because he disappeared out of the news a little while back when he got fired. But it's been a few weeks since all that has kind of boiled over and, settled down. But we don't have any news about whether he's going to be going to WWE. We hear rumors about him possibly at Survivor Series because it's in Chicago. We don't have any real sources. Okay, we don't claim to be a news reporter or a wrestling reporting website or something. We're just guys who watch the show and talk about what we think of the show. But we get a sense of the wrestling business and the goings-on in the back, right? We have a little sense of it. So I guess that's just what I want to ask you. At this point, it's October 20th. Survivor Series is coming up, I guess, at the end of November. Or whether it's Survivor Series or not or something else, what is your gauge at this point, at this minute, about what people are saying and whether he's going to make the jump and they'll take him back? WWE will take him back. Triple H, that is. What do you think, Fled?
I don't know, to be honest. I'd like to see it. I'm a fan of Punk. I love his work. I think he's a very good worker. He's obviously very skilled on the mic. So he's got the total package as a wrestler. Like everything you kind of want. He's an interesting character. Like I said, puts on good matches. Very believable. So I don't know. I'd like to see it, but obviously there have been some talk of like WWE might not be interested. I've read that. Who knows what the truth really is? Who knows what's really going on? I'm hoping that they can mend some, I guess, just mend some bridges or, and just get back to some sort of working relationship, and then they could just, work together and make, because it will make them money for sure. But, I don't know if they have to I don't know is I guess my point, because there's a lot of guys that supposedly have feet with him that are in the top spots. Like, I guess Seth Rollins, they're saying. It seems kind of dumb because in the old days it wouldn't have even been a discussion. It made, as long as the guy wasn't a psycho and it made sense financially.
But that's the issue. He kind of has been known to be a psycho in recent times, and even when he was there, he kind of burned bridges, and they're just like, I'm kind of getting the sense that Meltzer report that they just don't want him back is kind of true. I'm starting to feel that way, personally. It's just my personal gut feeling that I think they just rather not have the headache. Yeah, it's good for business, but business is all right. There's no like real. If there was like a dead spot, or maybe a couple of baby faces were out, or they needed somebody in particular, like if some guys got injured. But at this point, they seem like they're doing fine, and they don't want the headache. They don't want him coming in, trying to twist his creative around or disagreeing with what they want him to do. They're just like, nah, forget this guy. And I might be wrong, but I'm getting the sense that it's over. So.
I think it's possible, that they might not want him back, and I agree. I said it's a possibility, but I just want, as selfishly for my own views and my own wrestling, beliefs. I'd like to see him come back to WWE, have one more run, and see what comes with it. Now, yes, you're right. You could say that he was quote unquote psycho in AEW, but was he the psycho, or was just that whole environment psycho? I don't know. Sure, he had some beeps in WWE, but I don't remember him ever having to having fights backstage, or he probably had some stuff goes on regularly but nothing like he had in AEW. I mean, AEW was a totally different animal, and I think it's more that environment is quote unquote psycho more than Punk is psycho, in my opinion. That's just my opinion, though.
That could be true. But we do still have the whole thing about him not getting along with the writers and that being an issue. So I think
Sure.
they're just like, we don't really need this guy to come in and start stirring shit up and causing trouble. It's a creative issue. He probably wants. Sorry, but I think he wants to be high up on the show. Maybe they're not going to give him all that, especially considering how he left. I don't think they're going to bring him back as, the hero that, I don't know. I don't see how they could do it. I don't see how they're not going to give him everything that he's wanting. He's going to want to look good when he goes in there. I think they would take him back if he would be just like accept the role of being a mid-card guy and have a good attitude about that. They would probably take him.
Right.
But I don't see it happening. Personally, I don't think it's going to happen. I think they got too many things going on, the Roman thing and Cody and they're leading to and everything else. I just think they don't want to throw a wrench into what they've already got going on, stuff that they've planned for too long. But yeah, who knows? Maybe someday. But also he can't do the work. Like WWE would probably want him to work a little more, do house shows and stuff. He can't. He can't. He's old, But anyways, let's move on from Punk, unless you have anything to say.
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm sure he could work out some sort of deal where he doesn't have to do house shows. I don't know how many house shows Cody's doing or how many house shows Roman is doing. I'm sure he could work out some sort of deal. He doesn't have to do a lot of house shows.
It's CM Punk, dude. CM Punk is desperate for a job. They're not desperate for CM Punk. He wants to go there because I don't think he wants his career ending at AEW, getting fired.
Absolutely, I agree with that part. I don't think he's like. It's not like he's desperate for money, but he's also. I'm sure he's desperate for, as you said, the way his career ended in AEW is not very attractive, right? It's not the way you want to be remembered going out, and he'd like one more run with the big time, at the big time. So yeah, I agree, but I'll agree with you in principle that there seems to be some problems with it, and it might not happen. But let's just see how it all develops, I guess.